So hey guys, just before the video starts, I thought I may as well just quickly announce what the whole curse thing is about. Some people had really funny ideas what it could be about, but I might make a video in more detail what it actually means. But I have joined the Curse YouTube network. It gives me some benefits, and it gives me obviously the Curse badge, I suppose, because I am officially with Curse now. There are big YouTubers with the network, such as like Athene. I think he's their biggest YouTuber. But yeah, it's a really cool thing. It just gives me benefits like I can have the Curse banner and with a big community of other players that maybe I can collab with. Obviously, it's not just League of Legends; it's a lot of games. And actually, League of Legends is a small portion of what they actually do. So anyway, that's basically an announcement. It doesn't mean a whole lot of change on the channel; just means maybe a bit more professional quality. Hey guys, Huzzy here, bringing you another video. This video is all about how you can help other people in League of Legends. Obviously, you're watching my video now, and yeah, I help you. You guys watch my commentaries or my guides or whatever you watch of my content. That's great. But I know a lot of people like giving advice as well. Hell, it feels good when you're giving people advice. I surf these Reddits, Summoner School is the one I browse the most, probably with, advice being given out and stuff. And occasionally I see bad advice, so we will go over that in this video. But there's going to be 3 points that I want to cover in this video from 3 points of different, points of view. The first one is how you can help a friend get better at League of Legends. It's a very delicate subject when you're telling a friend what they're doing wrong or what they need to improve on, because how you don't want it, you don't want an argument with your friend. You don't want it to break out into a situation that goes beyond repair. Then the second point of view I want to go over is if you're a mentor. Now, obviously the mentor system in Summoner School is a great way for people to get advice from, higher rated people. But I'm going to go over, if you're a mentor, what are certain things you need to do and not do. There'll be a situation with that. And then finally, if you're a new YouTuber or a newish YouTuber, how can you be taken seriously? What are the certain things that you need to do in order to be, your advice to be solid and people actually trust you? So hopefully you guys will find this video interesting, and even if you're not going to help somebody out, maybe it'll help you improve at League of Legends a little bit, as a lot of it is taking on board advice. So anyway, first section is talking to friends. So helping your friends is probably the most delicate thing to do in League of Legends. I've done it myself, and I would have to say most of my friends are pretty damn good at League of Legends now, above average players, and I'm really happy with that. But you do have to be really delicate with, helping your friends out, as you're with them day to day, and you don't want, a hostile situation. So the first thing you basically need to do is make sure they know, that you're trying to help them. You're not trying to put them down. You're not trying to say, oh, you're bad. You are literally trying to give them advice to make them better. And if you're in a rank 5 situation, making them better will in effect make your team better. And they have to know that. Now, the second point is make sure you know what you're talking about, especially if you're of similar rating in ELO. Now, this is something that's going to be apparent through the whole video, but the higher ELO you are, it is a system that basically is going to be in League of Legends forever, and we can't change it. But the higher ELO you are, people will trust your word more, as you've proven that you've done it. You've got higher ELO yourself, and you know what to do to get that ELO. And maybe you're just a generally better player, as obviously the higher ELO you go, generally there is better players up there. But make sure you know what you're talking about. If you don't know what you're talking about, that leads on to point 3. You can refer them to other people, YouTubers, streams, or even subreddits like Summoner School, where they can ask questions. Hell, you can even ask the questions that you need them to, learn, and then you can provide them with the answers. It's a really, really good method without, looking like I suppose, a dick, because if you give them bad advice, that's not going to be a really good, friendship thing to do. If you're going off a stream to ask, I'd also recommend not going to someone like Voyboy or Wicked or Snoopy, etc., because their chat is filled to the brim with people, and you never expect a question to be answered. Go to a stream that is a smaller stream. My stream, I always answer questions, but it doesn't even have to be my stream. If you find a streamer that you like that has up to a few hundred people, the chances are that they're actually going to respond a lot better. Now, the fourth one is be mature about it and go and help each other as a group. Now, some situations you want to drag the person out into a different vent channel, something so you can speak to them individually. But sometimes it's better to work it as a group. It can control the situation, and you can move forward as a group if that's making team comps together, saying that this person needs to expand their champion pool. That's great. Just make sure you're being mature about it and don't take it offensive, because hell, everybody's trying to help each other. Anyway, this was friends, and I hope you just learned a little bit thing of how to handle making your friends better at League of Legends. So being a mentor has its ups and downs, and sometimes people listen to your advice and some people don't. I've had many people that have come saying, this mentor wasn't very good, and they've come to me. And I'm not going to even say that I'm the best mentor in the world because I'm not. Sometimes I don't have enough time for people, which isn't a great thing on my part. But there are some things that I would give advice for people to be on. Now, one of them is be realistic, and I want to call this the harsh truth. Or the hard truth, and I don't want to come across like a dick. I don't want to come across like elitist, but basically you have to prove that you are high enough and skillful enough to be a mentor. I see people now. I don't want to get me wrong. People can be really enthusiastic, and I love enthusiasm within League of Legends. But if you're, say, a bronze or silver player, very few people are going to listen to you. A mentor, in my opinion, should be the pinnacle of ELO. They should be really high in the top 10% maybe, and giving you advice generally in any area of the game or in a specialist field. Now, I'm someone that is a general mentor. Obviously, mid lane is my preferred role and my best role, but I will give advice to any single role in the game, seeing that I can play every single champion to a fairly, I'd say diamond level every single champion. So I'm a rarity. And that might be good, that might be bad, because you might want a mentor that is specialist to only AD, because they'll know more about AD than I do. Might want one only for jungle, but make sure you get the right one. And make sure you have someone that, has proven themselves in solo queue. It is sad in saying because some people are dragged down in solo queue, but generally if you are good enough in solo queue, you will go up and you cannot blame your team if you can't carry. It's the whole point of solo queue. So be realistic with yourself. If you're bronze or silver, maybe not try and be a mentor. Maybe just focus on getting better yourself. Gold is where I'd say is the borderline of where you should be a mentor. But I really say if you want to be taken seriously on every single word you say, then platinum is the place to be. Gold is relatively easy to obtain. If you're very good game knowledge and your mechanics are fine. Gold is pretty much the average in that aspect. Although 50% of League of Legends players are silver, I would say the average decent League of Legends player will be easily gold, if not platinum. So yeah, aim for platinum if you want to be a mentor, and obviously if you're diamond, even better. And God, if you're challenger, then everybody's going to listen to you. I'd listen to you if you're challenger. Now, I'm obviously not even immune to this myself. If there's someone that has a specialist field and similar rating to me, I'll listen to them because they're probably going to know more than me. Second point is make sure you know what you're talking about, and that actually kind of leads into the specialist field. I'm someone, as I said, that is a general mentor, and I would literally teach anybody in any role, but mid is my best role. But make sure if a student asks you for some advice and you don't know the answer, don't pretend you do, because you're just going to harm them more than you're helping them. And yeah, just take it easy. Make sure that you answer every single question in depth. It's better if you're on communications, I will admit, although I haven't done that personally a whole lot. Because I'm a bit busy with YouTube and streaming and stuff, so I've dropped off being a mentor somewhat. Although mentoring is really, really fun, and it's how basically I got started around YouTube, in that I was a mentor for people, and people found it really useful, but then I became a bit too, I don't know what the word is, popular, I guess, being a mentor. So then I wanted to help more people, and that's why I started making content. Now, the third point is listen. Now, this is a crucial, and I mean a very crucial point. Many students have come to me going, I used to have a mentor, but they literally they didn't listen to anything I needed or said, and they basically just bamboozled me with stuff that I didn't even understand. Now, when you're a mentor, you're most likely better than your student in pretty much every aspect of the game, if that's mechanics, if that's game knowledge, etc., even just terminology in League of Legends. You don't want to use stuff that the person doesn't understand, and you have to adapt your teaching style to each student. If one student's game knowledge isn't very high, then you have to teach them get that, or if their terminology isn't very high, make sure they know what you're talking about, and just don't bamboozle them with all your League of Legends stuffs and act really cool. Just make sure you're helping the person, and you won't go wrong. Number 4 is encourage. Now, most people that come to me wanting some help always start with the line of, I've been on a big losing streak from these reasons. They name the reasons, and I'm really down, etc. And that's the point where you go, nope, you're going to win. We're going to get you better, and we're going to do this, and you're going to go up in ELO. Although it shouldn't be your main goal, you should just be focusing on getting to be a better League of Legends player. We're going to try and make that happen. And that's the thing, encouragement. It's like, I don't want to sound bad, but it's like training a dog. Dogs, have a much better understanding with training when you have positive feedback to them, not negative. So make sure that you're doing that with them. Never get frustrated with the student, and you won't go wrong. And number 5 is, if you're a mentor that hasn't got many students, then I recommend doing this, and it's show them. Go in a normal game with them, and firstly, you play the role that they want to improve at, and then you show them what the hell they need to do, and then the second time, they do it. So then they try and act upon what you showed them, and that's a really good method to do. And I'd probably say the best method if you've only got one or two students, because you really can put time into them. But when you've got above 10, like I do, like right now, I've got about 20 odd. That I actively answer questions for, etc. Where I used to have more, I've actually narrowed it down. But yeah, it's a pretty good situation if you can actually go in games with them and show them what they help, what they need to do. So anyway, that was being a mentor. Hopefully you guys learned some stuff. And if you're looking for a mentor, look for the stuff I mentioned. If you are a mentor, try and act upon the stuff I said. So anyway, next one coming up is a new YouTuber. So being a YouTuber is not an easy thing to do, and I'm someone that watches a lot of YouTube. Jesse Cox, Total Biscuit, etc. I've been there from the start of them channels. 3 years ago, and it looks like a really easy job, and I don't class it as my job right now. I class it more as a hobby, but there are some things that people don't understand of how actually hard work it is to do. Commentaries are the easiest thing in my League of Legends thing, because generally I'm playing the game and then just commentating over a game that went well for me. The guides are actually quite hard to do because you got to get different clips and different parts of the game and make sure they mesh. But there are two types of YouTubers, one being a comedy YouTuber for League of Legends and one being a teacher. Now, there are types like Sky, the black comedian, who is hilarious, and I watch every single one of his videos. He's really, really funny, and he is probably the best League of Legends comic out there today. And to be fair to him, he's also diamond, so he's not a very he's a good player and he knows what he's talking about. So that's why he can have his point of view in his videos that he does, and that's why people kind of take his opinion and use it for themselves. There's the other type that is mentors or teachers on YouTube, much like myself or Foxdrop, that we try to make people better at League of Legends. Some of us homing in on certain roles, like Foxdrop does jungle, but myself, the whole of League of Legends, I try to make people improve on with some, specific champion commentaries mostly. So there are things you've got to basically, do to make sure that you're doing it good. Be specific. If you're trying to cross comedy and teaching, it can get a little bit messy with people having mixed messages if you're joking about what you're saying. So you have to be very specific at what you want to do. And also the first point being be realistic, much like the mentor one in if you are bronze or silver and you're trying to teach people stuff, even if it's your main character, to be honest, if you're only bronze and silver, and it may sound harsh, you haven't proven that you're amazing with that champion. Because if it's your main champion, you should be able to carry yourself up pretty high ELO. You've got Katarina with Scara that got him to Diamond 1. You got Nidalee with Hotshot that got him to Diamond 1. They're one champion that got them to that ELO. So basically, you can do it if it's your main champion. You've got to make sure that you do it because people won't listen to you otherwise. Be specific at what you want to teach, and generally I will find and I will say if you want to be a YouTuber, you generally have to be higher ELO to be trusted than a mentor would, in that because you're going to have a bigger audience, you're going to have straight criticism from comments, and you have to put up with that, which I will go over later on. But yeah, I would say being a YouTuber, platinum is a minimum. I started when I was platinum, Foxdrop started when he was platinum, I believe. So platinum is a very good way to start in YouTube. Now, you can start. I'm never going to say nobody, never say never, but you can start if you're low ELO, but just be warned that I have seen YouTubers out there that have been criticized for being, I don't know, gold 5 and trying to make a guide on a champion, and they haven't played much of that champion. I actually have seen that, and it wasn't a great situation with the guy. He got flamed quite hard. Now, the second point is much like that, is know what you're talking about. If you are like that gold 5 guy that made a guide, and literally he never or played one ranked game with it, people aren't going to trust your word. So if you are someone that people actually trust and believe that you're saying, then they're going to listen to you. But make sure you're giving out good advice, especially on YouTube. There's whole points in this, and I'm very good in saying this, that there are comments there all the time that people can comment and basically challenge what you say. And if you don't have, if people see that people are challenging it in the comments, then people aren't going to really listen to you. So try and give out good advice, the best advice you possibly can give. Number 3 is be professional. Now, by this, you don't have to be the biggest YouTuber to be professional. What I mean by this is have a clear speaking voice, have a decent mic so people can understand you. Hell, you don't even need a decent, a really expensive mic to do this. My microphone is a headset that is a Turtle Beach headset built for the Xbox that I used to play Call of Duty with. That's why I like Turtle Beaches.
But yeah, it's my headset was like £40 or £50, so it wasn't even that expensive. So just make sure you have the correct, the decent enough equipment to do it, and make sure that if you need artwork, get the right artwork. If you have a friend that does art, that's a great thing to do. Get them involved. If you want music, then make sure you have royalty-free music. You don't want any copyright infringements, especially if you want to put ads on it. So yeah, just make sure your quality is up to standard that it needs to be. Now, obviously, the bigger channel you go, generally you want the quality to go up. But if you start at a decent quality, then you're always looking good. Now, number 5 is show your personality. Now, this I think is pretty damn important, as you see a lot of copycats out there, and I try to show my own personality. But here's the thing. I have no idea what personality I'm portraying on YouTube, and that is probably the best thing you could probably actually ask for, because if you don't know what personality you're portraying your own personality. If you're actually always thinking, right, I need to be more funny, I need to be more like this YouTuber, that's not you. Be yourself, and you never really can go wrong. uh, biggest example I think you can possibly give on YouTube is from the Yogscast of Lewis and Simon from the Yogscast. So many YouTube channels have got that duo combo that they try and imitate the Yogscast by having one really funny one and one slightly nerdier one, and honestly you can see right through it, and it doesn't really work. So just make sure you be yourself. And as I said, if you don't know what personality you're portraying, you're more than likely portraying your own personality, and that's what I do in my videos. If you meet me in real life one day, you'll get the same person that's talking to you right now. I'm the same person when I'm on stream, and everything. I don't try to hide myself. So, quickly, as a final point for YouTubers and upcoming YouTubers, make sure that you are really tough from the comments. And what I mean by that is, big YouTubers don't even read the comments, but if you're a smaller YouTuber, I think you should, basically just to have some advice, because sometimes it's really good advice. And I've got many video ideas from comments in the videos, or people that I teach, etc. And it's great. Feedback is awesome, especially if you're a newer channel. But make sure if it's a really bad criticism, just ignore it. It doesn't really matter. It's like a troll in solo queue. You just mute them straight away. So just make sure that you don't react to the person, especially don't reply in a really ragey manner. Don't, use any bad language. Try to be professional, and people will respect you for that. So anyway, guys, this was the video, the first video of actually being partnered with Curse. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit of things. I had this video idea in my head for a while. I just really wanted to make sure that I didn't come across a bit elitist, because giving advice in League of Legends is a really key thing to making the community better. And honestly, you really do want to be, higher or low, I suppose, to be trusted more and prove that the advice is actually solid. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and tune into the stream every now and then. It would be appreciated, and keep playing League of Legends, and good luck in solo queue. So thanks again, and see you next time.